The Morning Wave on Mix 93.8.
So a couple of days ago, if not last week, I spoke about distracted driving. And this morning we're joined by Sakina Ntuli, King Price spokesperson. Madame, how are you this morning?
I'm very well. Thank you so much for having me on your show, Sam. I'm so excited to be here.
All right. So you were talking about what a distraction is.
Just about everything that we all normally do while we're in the car. So from texting on your phone, us ladies putting on that last minute lipstick or mascara that you didn't get time to in the morning, drinking a drink, turning into the station. All of those are distractions while you're driving.
Looking for the vape. You know, that's another thing. The vape has fallen. Now we're looking for the vape, bending down, you know, taking our foot off the brake, rolling for, oh my goodness, I'm actually getting anxiety.
The list goes on and on, right?
So let's go into what are the dangers of distracted driving and, maybe one or two possible ways that people can be more mindful and why it is important to be more mindful while driving.
So the thing is, Sam, I have some very disturbing stats that I wanted to share with you guys this morning.
Yeah.
So, did you know that it would take an average person about 5 seconds to read a quick WhatsApp message? Wow. Right? You just see a message come through, you read it quickly. Okay. 5 seconds is all it takes.
Yeah.
The same 5 seconds, if you're driving at 90 kilometers per hour, you can cross the entire length of a rugby field.
No.
Now imagine that. I know, right?
No.
Now imagine that on a road filled with other road users, pedestrians, load shedding. I mean, that just is a recipe for disaster.
But I mean, please continue.
I just wanted to add as well, even more scary stats. The reaction time of a distracted driver is slower by 23% than that of a drunken driver.
What? No.
I know. Scary.
No.
I know.
So even, in my sober state, I'm going to take longer to rectify my BS than somebody who's been drinking since, what is it, Tuesday? Wednesday before the long weekend? That is insane. So I mean, let's say hypothetically speaking, driving, getting very distracted, now I'm involved in an accident, right? Who are we? I mean, of course, I would blame the person who was distracted, right? But I think it's important to understand what a person's rights are when it comes to, firstly, being involved in an accident with someone who was on their phone. And also, how do we measure this?
You see, the thing is, Sam, whatever the result is or the cause of an accident, it's always important to remember to follow the legal procedure. So you get the information of the other driver, you get the insurance details. If there are any witnesses, that would be very helpful. You get their contact number and name. And you report this to your insurer if you are insured. Hopefully you are with King Price Insurance. And you get the details and you submit that through to your insurer. So your rights don't change if the circumstances were caused by a distracted driver.
Okay, so we follow the same process. And then for the person who was actually on their phone, I mean, what happens to them?
You see, the thing is, at this point, it is difficult to prove that the distraction was the cause of the accident. But all insurance companies have got investigators. And like I said, if you have witnesses or witness statements that can support your claim that the other driver was distracted, that would be really helpful. Also remember to get a case number from the nearest police station from the accident scene. And, let your insurer do what they do best.
Let's talk about hands-free technology. Would you consider that less of a distraction for drivers?
Well, it depends. If you get a call from Mix FM while you're driving, you're going to be excited and that will distract you, right?
Oh, no. And I do that a lot. I'm calling people all the time. Like, where are you?
Exactly. It might just take you take your eye off the road for a bit because, oh my gosh, Sam Lehoko is calling me. But like I'm saying, the Bluetooth in your car is better than you being on your phone and actually holding it in your hand and texting or answering that call. But all of that is still considered a distraction while you're driving.
You see, and what I really want to ask, and I don't know if it's a silly question, but, my justification, because I kind of feel like while I'm driving, that's the one time or the only time really that I can listen to voice notes, you see, now I'm digging a grave for myself. I drive and I see who sent me a voice note and then I listen to the voice note and I kind of feel like, isn't sending a voice note back safer than texting a whole message?
It sounds like it might be, right? But where is your hand while you're sending that voice note? It's off the steering wheel, right? So, no, it's not safer.
Okay. Then let's move over to, I think what I loved what you spoke about is that whole process to say that, even if it's distracted driving, we go through the whole process, getting the case number, et cetera, et cetera. Now, can distracted driving lead to any insurance claims being denied? Is there a case where maybe after the investigation has been done, where people are saying, no, sorry, can't help you?
At this stage, it's not, no. The answer would be no, not at this point. But while it is really dangerous to be doing that, and it's also illegal, rather just don't do it.
Yeah.
It's not to say that it can't be proven. It's just difficult at this point.
I came across, and this is so crazy because I was on Twitter yesterday and I came across a post, and I won't mention any names and who was involved in this particular, accident and Twitter post and whatever. So basically what was said is that there was an individual who knocked over a woman because he was on his cell phone. And then once this happened, he begged the woman not to call JMPD and the police, etc. And he said he'll sort out whatever he needs to sort out. He'll fix whatever he needs to fix. And apparently this accident, the car is actually far worse than what it was previously, And I kind of feel like we're going on social media and we're taking a lot of these things quite lighthearted, Yes, I understand that the car's damaged. Yes, I understand that maybe somebody was injured. But the fact of the matter is that this could have easily been avoided if the person wasn't on their cell phone.
Yeah, true.
Exactly.
Right? So, Sakina, what sort of tips and pieces of advice can you leave with listeners who are possibly driving or anybody who's about to get into their car?
You see, what I do, Sam, I'm just going to let the listeners know what I do to personally reduce my risk of driving distracted.
Role model.
The first thing I think most of us are guilty of is using our navigation system. So what I usually do is I'll put in the address of my destination before I even get in the car. And I'll set up my cell phone, put on the Bluetooth, and I'll press start as soon as I start the engine. So that's not distracting me on finding the address, fumbling with my phone. Oh my gosh, I forgot to put on the Bluetooth. All of that is just eliminated. Also, what I do is I try not to eat while I'm driving because that's a huge distraction as well, and a lot of us do it. If you have to take a sip of water, maybe open the bottle before you even start driving.
Good.
Or just don't do it at all.
Yeah.
Bottom line, don't do it.
So Odie's thinking, I'll do it when the robot is red. That's a safe time.
Right? We also do that. You put on the lipstick just as the robot turns red. Next thing they're hooting at you behind because it's already yellow. It turned green, now it's yellow, and you're still putting on your makeup. Just don't do it.
Yeah, lots to think about.
Yeah, do it in the basement.
But I think what I'm taking away from this is, when we're about to leave and go to our destination, let's make sure that everything's done, makeup is done, navigation is on. In most of our cars, we have the screen there so we can see everything as well. Everything's plugged in. That's it, right?
Exactly.
Sakina, if anybody wants to get hold of you or find out more or even get hold of King Price, how can they do so?
You can go onto our website, that's kingprice.co.za. You can follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and on Facebook. Myself, I'm not on socials as actively as I should be, but I'm going to improve that, I swear. I promise.
Well, maybe it's a good thing so that you won't be on the socials while driving, ma'am.
Exactly, right? There's another tip right there.
Exactly. Who liked my post? Let's check. Sakina, thank you so much. There you have it, King Price spokesperson. Such an honor to speak to you, and wishing you a beautiful weekend ahead, all right?
Thank you so much for having me, Sam. Thank you, man.
Bye. All right, there we have it. So lots to think about and reflect on.
Sure.
Madame.
I also realized how many things I do that I shouldn't be doing while driving.
We should also take cognizance of, our passengers as well. Because they can also distract the driver.
Yeah.
So let's also give them tips on what they could do to help the driver drive safely.
When I was a passenger driving with my father, he used to shout, "Sam, that's cell phone," because the brightness and the light from the cell phone is so distracting.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So let's be more mindful and take cognizance of all these things we could do differently.
Sure.
Or not do, and better. Right, let's see what's happening in your news.